Okay, so we are back with more soap. We're up to season 2, episode 6. The last episode, we plot holed the murderer away with a brain lesion in Chester. So he's not going to be in prison for murder anymore, but he's going for brain surgery. So we'll see how that affects him. I've got my friend, I've got my caffeinated beverage. And I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time introing these videos because the narrator intros them anyway, and I am confused. There's so many plot holes, I don't even know which one to talk about.
In last week's episode of Soap, the doctor told Jessica Chester has a brain tumor and that's what caused him to kill Peter. Jessica told the doctor to operate in order to save Chester's life, although she was told he could come out of the operation with the personality of a pineapple. Mrs. Flotsky told Tim she was dying because he left the priesthood and married Corinne. Tim told her to knock it off, which she did by dropping dead. And although Bert didn't want her to, Mary started college, something she's always wanted. Danny wants to change Elaine, and his plan is not to let her eat, sleep, or dress. Elaine hasn't changed. She just wants to live. Eunice wants to be with Dutch, but since he's wanted by the police, he can't be with her even though he wants to. And Jody told Carol he wants to marry her. Only Carol isn't sure that's what she wants. Confused? You won't be after this week's episode of Soap. This is the story of two sisters, Jessica Tate and Mary Campbell. These are the Tates, and these are the Campbells. And this is Soap.
Has Corinne got the fuck yet?
Hello, darling. Hi, Mom. This is for Tim. Where is he? I don't know. Well, this is a welcome to our family present for him.
Why would he want that?
Oh, Corinne, they have the loveliest things in the hospital gift shop. I bought one in red for Daddy. Of course, being unconscious, he couldn't get too excited about it.
I think Tim's left me. I've only been married 6 days and already he's left me.
Oh, Corinne.
He kind of killed his mom.
Darling, he hasn't left you.
He's 10 hours late.
Traffic.
Ma, he's been very depressed since his mother's death. Plus, he's not too thrilled about moving in here.
Neither am I.
Oh, boy. Boy. You, Simpson. These boots have been sitting outside my door for a week now. I'd like them shined.
Yes, sir.
Oh, maybe that's him.
Yes.
Tim!
Where's Major's dog?
I've been worried. What happened?
Corinne, I spent the last 10 hours thinking, and I've come to the realization that I'm cursed. Wherever I am, I bring death or destruction. I can't live here. Good.
Tim, you are not cursed. You're a part of this family now. You can stay here just as long as you want to. You know, Tim, let me tell you something. When Mr. Tate and I first got married, well, we moved in with my parents. And look, we're still here. I don't want to hear any more nonsense. You are staying.
Thank you. I guess it's silly of me to think that my mere presence could cause something bad to happen.
Well, if you ain't the kiss of death, you come awfully close.
So, In the first season, Jessica and Mary had a discussion where Mary thought she was cursed, and Jessica concluded that it must be both of them. So I'm wondering if in this season we're actually going to deal with a curse on Mary and Jessica. But why would it be following Tim? Unless that's the reason his mother was like pushing him into the Christianity thing because she knew he was cursed or something. I don't know. This show has so many ways it could go that my mind spins.
Thanks for the ride.
My pleasure.
So much nicer than taking the train.
Well, it's so much nicer than driving alone. Listen, could I possibly get you to offer me a cup of coffee?
A cup of coffee?
Or tea? Root beer? Glass of water? Kaopectate? Anything. I'm easy.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Of course. Coffee. Come in. I'll make some coffee. Sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you. Ah, it's a nice homey place you have here.
Well, it's home.
I suppose that's what gives it that homey quality.
Probably. Oh, coffee. I wanted some coffee. Right.
Listen, are you all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I guess I'm just a little nervous. I've never had a professor in my home before. I've never had a professor before.
You ought to try it.
I'll make the coffee.
Ridiculous. Well, Bob, I am sorry, but she's put her foot down. I mean, this time she wants to spend some time with me alone.
Well, what's the matter with this girlfriend of yours? Is she afraid I'll see her with no clothes on and throw up?
No, Bob.
Hey, who are you?
The coffee will be ready in a
Hey there, who is this guy?
Chuck, why don't you go on upstairs?
Oh, getting a little on the side, huh?
Bob.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a nooner.
Bob.
Incredible act they have there.
I'm afraid that's not an act. Is he home yet?
Okay, but Chuck being Bert's son should have a bigger problem with that. Just gonna point that out.
No. Oh, thank God. I hope I have time for a nap. He never lets me sleep. But first, I've got to have some food. He hasn't let me eat in days. I'm faint from hunger. I just pray he likes the stress. He's destroyed all my clothes.
My daughter-in-law.
Who's being gaslit and abused.
So, do you like teaching?
More now than before.
I'll see if the coffee's ready. Hi. Hi. Hi.
Hi.
This is Anatole Martins, my English professor. This is my husband, Bert. And this is my son, Danny.
How are you? How you doing?
I can't tell you how good even this crap tastes.
Oh, Elaine, what are you doing? Where did this come from? And that dress.
Oh, no.
She'll never learn. Nice meeting you.
So I'm really not liking the plot with Danny abusing Elaine. I get that she's unlikable. She is no longer in her father's life. He is no longer in the mob. He could divorce her instead of abusing her to force her to change. Because the thing is, you cannot change a person. I mean, through abuse, possibly you can, but nobody deserves to be abused because you don't like who they are as a person. You could just divorce them and let her figure it out on her own instead of starving her and tearing up everything that she loves. And I understand the reasoning why he's doing it, but it's abuse. And it's bothersome to me.
I think maybe I better go. Mary? See you in class, yes?
Yes, of course.
Nice meeting you. Good night.
Did Mother Boy leave?
What's he talking about?
Her teacher. Boy, does he have eyes for her. Why, I'll never know, but he does.
Don't listen to them. They're crazy.
Listen, I'd watch it if I were you, and he'd face it. This guy's got everything that you don't. Looks, class, smarts. See you, loser.
It's happening. Just like I said.
What?
You're in school a week. The teacher's in the house. I hate to think where he'll be by mid-semester.
Bert. The man gave me a ride so I wouldn't have to take the train.
Mary, please, the old train ride ploy. Mary, I know all about this stuff. I'm an expert. I got a welder, Frank. His wife went back to school. Wonderful wife he had. Was known for her pot roast. Anyway, she takes a course in another. And what happens is the teacher assigns them Lady Tattley's lover to read. You don't get that? Lady Chatterley's lover? Then he assigns another hot book, Ulysses. And then he assigns another hot book, and one hot book after another, until finally Frank's wife isn't cooking pot roast anymore. Frank's wife is just cooking. And that was that. She up and left Frank for this pervert professor. Frank told me she stopped shaving her legs and a stranger in hell. So don't tell me about schools, Mary. Don't tell me about professors, Mary, because I know all about it.
Here.
What? What's this?
The class I'm taking is in poetry, and that's my first poem.
To my husband? To my husband. I love him so that words merely diminish the feeling. I would not attempt to describe a rose.
That's what I did in school.
I'm sorry, Mary. I'm sorry. I really am. If I didn't love you so much, I wouldn't be so crazy.
I know. But listen, I am not leaving you. I love you. You've got to stop being afraid.
I know. Forgive me.
What do you think?
Hey, Mayor, now, I don't want you to feel bad. But your poem didn't rhyme.
They don't always have to.
Well, the thing is, everyone in this family except you and me is completely bonkers. Now, what worries me is it hereditary? I mean, is this what I have to look forward to? Setting sail on the banana boat?
Silly. First of all, it's not hereditary, and second of all, it's not even insanity. The people in this house are just a little unconventional, that's all.
Unconventional? Our father's a murderer, our sister marries a priest, grandpa's fighting World War II, and mother lives on Mars. I don't know what to do.
Okay, Billy, let's talk. Sit down.
Thanks.
Get up. What? And get out.
But we were going to talk.
And we did, and it was just lovely. And do come back sometime, and we'll continue.
Wait a minute, Eunice, I have something to say. I'm not
That's
finished.
okay. I'm finished, and I loved every minute of it. It was charming, delightful, and I'll see you. Oh, I missed you. No. Where were you? Where are you going? What are you doing?
I'm going to make love to you.
Now?
Well, if I wait till after I leave, I don't think I'll enjoy it as much.
Wait a minute. What happened to talking?
Eunice, I'm a fugitive. I didn't just climb through that window from a day at the office. I only got a little time. I want to spend it being close to you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dutch.
Eunice, I've got to... Hold it! Eunice, run!
Don't, Billy, no!
Listen, you creep. I'm a green belt in karate. You should know that.
We're lovers.
My hands are lethal weapons. What?
We're in love.
You and him? Put me down, please. A convicted killer. Well, why not? Why should you be any less crazy than anyone else in this house? And I'm next. I know it. I already have the first symptom. I'm talking to myself.
I guess I better get going.
Now?
Yeah.
Oh, Dutch, take me with you. It'll only take me a couple of minutes to pack.
Forget it, Eunice.
Really, I'll be a big help. I can be a decoy. I can be a lookout. I kiss nice.
Eunice, put the suitcases away. You're not going. This is no trip for you and your matching luggage. I gotta go by myself.
Oh, Dutch, what's going to happen to us? When will I see you again?
I don't know.
Oh, Dutch. Oh.
So long, sweetheart.
Be careful on that roof. It's so steep.
Here. I was stuck behind the backboard.
Billy had a huge growth spurt between season 1 and season 2, didn't he?
Sorry, I'm late. I'll have a draft, please.
Where you been?
How's with Carol?
You sure you're gay?
She had to go to the doctor, and I thought I ought to go along. Thanks.
Jody, isn't this togetherness thing getting a little out of hand? I mean, it would make sense if it was another guy. Wouldn't be all that crazy about the idea, but at least I'd understand.
Coming from a man that married a woman to prove to other people that he wasn't gay, have I mentioned I don't like the football player? I didn't like him in the first season. I'm not liking him in the second season.
Dennis, this is a very confusing time for her. She just found out she's pregnant, and I feel responsible.
You feel responsible? What about the guy that got her pregnant? Where in the hell is he, huh?
You're looking at me.
You're kidding.
I guess you want to know why.
I'm still wondering how.
It just happened. It was late one night. She was crying, and she was real upset. I held her in my arms, and it happened.
It just happened.
Yeah.
Well, how does it work these days? Does she have to cry every time, or can you just skip over that and go straight to the fun stuff?
Yes, please.
Where does that leave us?
I don't know. I'm waiting for her answer. I asked her to marry me.
Marry you?
I think it can work.
Forget it. Hey, I tried it. It doesn't work. And even if you can make it work, I'll make sure you don't.
Which is bullshit, because Jody didn't do anything to stop his ass from marrying. Fuck the football player. God, he's such a dick.
It's not raining out. Or in, for that matter.
This is the only thing I've got that Danny hasn't destroyed. I don't know how much longer I can take this. Why is he doing this to me?
Doing what?
Bert, come on. He won't let me sleep. He won't let me eat. He won't let me get dressed.
Oh, that. Well, you had to do something. Well, he can't leave you and he can't stand you. You asked.
Am I that bad?
The worst.
Got to stop. You cannot keep treating Elaine like that.
But it's working. She's not nearly as nasty.
Of course not. She's too tired and weak to be nasty.
I'm changing her.
Danny, you are not changing her. If you're doing anything, you're killing her.
Well, what am I going to do? I can't spend the rest of my life with her the way she is.
Why don't you try being nice?
Nice. Are you kidding? With her, nice?
Listen, I went with a guy once after your father died. A guy who, for one reason or another, I was really rotten to. I don't know why. I guess I was just going through a rotten phase. Anyhow, I was rotten to him, and he was nice to me. So I got rottener, and he was still nice. And then I got really rotten, and he still stayed nice. I finally gave up being rotten because there was no one to appreciate it. Being rotten is only satisfying if it has an effect.
So you think if I start being really, really nice, she'd stop being rotten?
It's possible. It's worked before. It worked with me.
What about the guy?
He's in the dining room. I married him.
Why are you like that?
I wasn't always like that. I used to be nice.
Well, if you used to be nice, you know how to be nice. Why don't you just be nice?
Because I'm scared. People I was nice to turned out not to be so nice.
We're nice.
I thought they were nice too.
I guess there's no reason why you should, but I wish you'd trust us.
Well, I guess we can eat now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Benson, I think he's looking a little better, don't you?
Better than what?
Than before.
He looked dead to me before. He looks dead now.
Benson, he's not dead.
Well, I didn't say he was dead. I said he looks dead.
Chester, you just have to be all right. You just have to be. We can't go on without you.
Shit.
Chester, you are the best husband, the best father, the best friend, the best person. You are the best, Chester. We need you. Darling, did you know that Benson's here? Benson. He's been sitting by your bed for hours, worried to death.
Or to death.
Benson, he moved. He moved. Do you know what that means?
Well, I guess that means he ain't dead.
Chester? Yoo-hoo! Can you hear me, Chester? How are you feeling, dear? Do you feel all right?
Where am I?
You're in the hospital, dear.
Who are you?
Chester. Look at that, sick as a dog, and he still finds the strength to tease me.
Orderly, who is this woman? I better get the doctor.
Chester, are you feeling all right?
Who is Chester?
Oh, Chester, you're Chester.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who you are, and I don't know what you're talking about.
He's alive. I can't believe it. He is alive. Do you know what this means? Only he and the chimpanzee have ever survived this operation.
Doctor, he doesn't even recognize us. He doesn't even know his own name.
Give him a chance, please. Give him a chance. The man just got out of a coma. Mr. Tate, can you hear me?
I'd like a fudgicle, please.
Thinks I'm the good humor man. Common mistake. Mr. Tate, I want to ask you a few questions. Do you know what month this is?
July.
July! I got that one wrong, too. Mr. Tate, can you tell us who this gentleman is over here?
That's Sidney Poitier.
Sidney Poitier!
Vincent's kind of proud of that.
Okay, Mr. Tate. One last thing, Mr. Tate. Do you know who you are, Mr. Tate?
Oh, my God. I'm Gunga Din.
You are not Gunga Din.
Then I'm Gloria Swanson.
Doctor, what are you doing?
I am giving him something to make him sleep. I can't stand it. The man is behaving like an idiot. Well, Mrs. Tate, the lesion was much bigger than we thought. And I might have removed a little more of the healthy tissue than I planned. I don't know. I don't remember seeing any, but these operations are generally so messy, it's hard to see what the hell you have on your knife.
Doctor, do you mean to tell me he's going to be this way forever?
I don't know, Mrs. Tate. Time will tell. In time, you will have your husband back. I will have a hell of a lawsuit on my hands. Bye, Mrs. Tate. See you tomorrow.
Just a minute. I have to talk.
Sidney Poitier.
Chester? Chester? Gunga. Miss Swanson? Oh, Chester. No matter how you are, or who you are, I'll always, always love you.
Is Tim really the kiss of death? Is Eunice ever going to see Dutch again? Is Elaine really changing? Is Mary going to have to worry about more than just grades with her professor? Is Jody going to wind up with Carol or Dennis? Is Chester going to continue to think of himself as Gunga Din? And if so, will Jessica buy him an elephant? These questions and many others will be answered on next week's episode of...
Okay, so I am not a fan of Carol, but I'm much less of a fan of the football player Dennis. So I'm kind of hoping that Jody does marry Carol, although that does put him in a really weird situation. I'm guessing the show was getting too much backlash for Jody being openly gay. So we're like, okay, well, now he's openly gay, but he's going to marry a woman, so shut the fuck up. We're going to get straight into the next episode. I'm not even going to start another video. We're going to, see, what is this, 27 minutes? I think I can do 2 in 1 if I don't talk too much.
In last week's episode of Soap, Chester's brain surgery proved he wasn't responsible for Peter's murder. Ordinarily, this would have made Chester happy, but Chester doesn't remember the murder, Peter, or even himself. Jody told Dennis that Carol is pregnant and he's responsible, and that he asked her to marry him because that would be the responsible thing to do. Then he decided to drop his plan to change Elaine as it might kill her, and he doesn't want to be responsible. Confused? You won't be after this week's episode of Soap. This is the story.
I'm having issues getting my screen because I want it to be right here, but I don't want it to be so large, but it won't stick unless it's a certain... That's why I keep doing that. I apologize.
Of two sisters, Jessica Tate.
What if I just did that for the whole video, just every couple of minutes?
These are the Tates. And these are the Campbells.
New copyright detection.
And this is Soap.
Why won't it go any further over? Go over. Okay. The most annoying copyright blocking thing is when people move the thing around or blur it. Zoom in. You're watching a nose for 5 seconds. Is he still Gunga Din?
Oh, Chester, how wonderful. Up and around already.
Oh, red hair. I love redheads.
See how much better he is, Mrs. Tate? He remembers your hair color. Now, I can't tell you my wife's hair color. The man has more of his marbles than I do. How are you, Mr. Tate?
Fine, just fine. But the lamb chops were fatty.
Lamb chops?
No, it's a common mistake. He thinks I'm a butcher.
So do I. Intern, are you here to take me to therapy?
I'm not an intern. I'm your son.
My son's a doctor.
Dad, it's me, Billy. Billy, I'm not a doctor.
Well, I want you to know the family is very disappointed in you.
Darling, you'll be coming home soon. Won't that be nice?
Will you?
Yes.
This is nice. I like her. Great Balombas.
Excuse me, I have surgery to perform.
I hope it's not a vasectomy.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, I'm here. What's the surprise?
Well, it isn't really a surprise. Maybe a little surprise. It's not a very big surprise.
Just tell me.
I've decided to marry you.
Really? What a surprise. That's a great surprise. I'm really glad.
Well, now, I have another surprise that maybe isn't really a surprise. It's kind of a...
Just tell me.
Well, my father just came into town, and I thought, that since he's here, we should tell him.
We.
Well, Daddy's kind of overprotective. He's always thought of me as his princess, so I thought you could tell him.
Wonderful. I have to tell him that the princess is going to marry the queen.
He already knows you're gay. No, I told him that when we moved in together, so he wouldn't worry. Oh, it's going to be so easy. Come on. Here he is. Hi, yes, Daddy.
You must be Jody, huh?
Nice to meet you, Mr. David.
Hey. Please call me Boomer.
Boomer?
Yeah, it's just an old nickname when I played fullback at Duke.
Okay, Boomer.
Stuff. Hey, Scotch, Nate.
That's a very loud tie.
How's my princess?
Just fine, Daddy.
I call her princess.
I noticed.
Well, Daddy, I have something that I want to tell you.
Oh, shoot, princess.
What she's trying to say is, we're going to be married.
You too?
Yeah.
I thought he was,
I am.
Well, that doesn't seem to make a lot of sense.
Oh, well, yes, it does, you see, because I'm...
The princess is pregnant, Boomer.
Well, Jody, that's very noble of you. But what about the guy that's responsible? Where's he?
Mr. David, for what it's worth, I'm going to be a very good husband and father. You'll never have to worry about Carol.
Well, thanks, Jody. I appreciate that. It's just that it's a bit of a surprise. In my day, things were a little different. But the most important thing is Carol's happiness, what she wants. If she's happy, I'm happy. That's all I care about.
Oh, thank you, Daddy.
Excuse me, Mr. Dallas, there's a phone call for you.
Thank you. I'll be right back. Boomer.
All right, let me tell you something. If you ever bring that faggot around, I'll knock his teeth down his throat.
Well, Daddy, if that's the way you feel, then why did you say the things you did?
Well, a person has to be civil.
Going straight for the F word, huh? At least the Jewish guy put a la on the end.
To wear. They're your clothes.
You giving them back to me?
Yeah.
It's a trick. You want me to put them on so you can rip them off again.
No, it's not a trick, Elaine. I don't want to do that anymore.
So what's your plan now, to kill me?
I don't have any more plans, Elaine. I'm giving up.
What does that mean?
It means I don't know what to do.
There's one thing I do know, and that's I can't go on like this. Of course, I don't have a lot of happy choices. Being with you has been murder, and leaving you would literally be murder, so I don't know.
It's that awful, huh? It's that awful being with me.
It sure has been. And the thing is that there was a time when I had the feeling it didn't have to be. Once, I think you had a day when you were nice. Just a nice, normal lady, and I really enjoyed you. In fact, I thought we had great possibilities. But then the next day, you were spitting food at me and calling me yuts.
I don't hate you, Danny.
Well, you sure give the best damn impression of it I've ever seen.
I know.
Well, why do you do that, Elaine? Why do you treat people that way?
It's a long story.
I got time.
I had a sister once. She was a couple of years older than me. Her name was Diana. She was bright and beautiful and good and kind. She was one of those people who made everybody around her feel good. When she was 16, she was killed in a car accident. The night she died, my father, in his grief, said to me, "Why wasn't it you?" So, my mother was dead, and my sister was dead. And my father, who I loved more than anyone else in this world, wished I was dead. And I got angry. I got angry, cold, mean. And I decided then never to love anybody ever again.
Oh, Elaine, I didn't know.
I love you, Danny. And maybe someday, if it's not already too late, you'll love me.
I still don't like her character. But I'm glad they're not abusing her anymore.
Hey, what are you doing down here?
I was waiting up for you. I guess I didn't make it.
Something wrong?
No. I just wanted to see you. I haven't seen you for 3 days.
3 days. Mary, come on. You saw me this morning.
This morning I saw you as you were leaving the bathroom and I was entering. You said, "Good morning, we're out of toilet paper." You're never here. You're always working.
Come on. Hey, I'm building a future. This is for us, kiddo, for you. So you can have everything you ever dreamed of, like a bigger house, huh? Don't you want a bigger house?
No, we don't want a bigger house.
Mary, go back to sleep. I'll talk to you in the morning. I never met anybody who doesn't want a bigger house.
I don't. I couldn't care less about those things. When did you ever hear me say I wanted a bigger house? All I want is you.
You got me. You got me. I just want you to have everything.
My friend Margot has everything. Her husband built an empire and she has everything. Except her husband, of course. You know how happy she is? She starts the day with Cocoa Puffs and vodka. By 12 o'clock, she's forgotten her name. I have everything I want and everything I need right here with you.
I also need to do it for me.
That's something else.
I need to know I can do it. My father never did it. He tried, never did it. He was a short man, not more than 5'6". Little guy with gigantic dreams. He always figured if he couldn't be tall, he could be big. Well, he was neither. He had to watch his kids grow up on potatoes. I'm lucky I got a tooth in my head here. We never had enough to eat or rooms of our own. He was a beaten man. He always looked like something was hurting.
Even when he smiled, he looked like something hurt. I don't want to be my father, Mary. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm afraid I'm going to see his hurting, scared little smile on my face. I need to do it for me.
You're going to keep doing it.
I got it, Mary. Come on. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking, yes, I understand you. And yes, I see what you mean. I am also thinking that tomorrow, when you're driving home, and some drunk jumps the center divider and you wind up dead, you will have spent the last days and nights of your life working. I'm also thinking that.
Well, that's the last time I asked you what you're thinking.
It's late. Let's go to sleep.
I love you.
I know.
It's not bad that he's wanting to make sure they have enough, but it seems like they do have enough. Which is her point. He can slow down.
Hello, Mary. My goodness, what is that?
It's my famous apple walnut coffee ring. I made it for Chester. It's his favorite.
Oh, that's so generous of you, Mary. Do you think Chester will remember it's his favorite?
So, what's going on with you three?
Well, Eunice is depressed, and Corinne is depressed. And I was just debating whether or not to join them.
Jessica's so happy, telling Mary how everybody else is depressed.
Sounds like fun.
Actually, I think I've been depressed quite a lot lately. I mean, I eat a lot and I just simply cannot sit still.
I don't think you're depressed, Ma. I think you're horny.
You cannot say that to your mother. Shit, my phone is dying.
What is horny?
What you feel like when you're not having any sex.
No, I can't see anything.
Horny?
What a funny word.
Well, actually, I am not having any sex because Chester's in the hospital. But, Mary, I don't think not having sex could make me eat a lot.
Wrong. I have been eating like a pig.
Bert can't again.
No, he can, but he's never home.
I've gained 6 pounds since my wedding.
That makes no sense at all.
Well, when Tim's mother died, so did our sex life.
I've gained 5 pounds since Dutch left.
Okay, sorry. There's a dumpster right behind me, and I guess there's a water pump and the ambient noise. I couldn't hear anything.
Dutch? You and Dutch?
Eunice, he's a criminal.
Oh, you're gonna lecture me, Mrs. Fallen Priest?
Mary, look, we've eaten all the nuts.
You know, I'd love a piece of that.
No, now, Corinne, that's for Daddy.
Oh, just one piece.
Well, look, since it's a ring, I could cut out one piece and then put it together.
They've already eaten all the nuts.
I love sex.
Is this the conversation now?
Well, actually, I think it's pretty wonderful, too. But I'm not entirely sure I should.
Mary, could I have just a little piece of it?
You see, our mother never told us that it would be pleasant.
No, what Mother said was that it was required, like going to school had been. And that the best thing to do was close your eyes and make out your grocery list.
And she also said that if you were really lucky, your husband would have a mistress, and then the mistress would get stuck with it.
What a terrible way to live.
Well, Corinne, That was a long time ago, before they discovered sex wasn't filth.
It took you a long time to tell me that sex was nice.
That's because you knew before I did.
I like it in the morning.
They're demolishing that cake. They were only supposed to eat one slice.
I think the earliest I ever had it was noon. I don't think that could be counted as the morning.
Bert likes it in the morning, too. I don't like the morning because of all that light. What, you like it in the dark?
Mm-hmm.
Not me, you never know who you're with.
I keep trying.
Fair.
What I mean is, it's nice to see a person's face.
Face?
Well, I like it in another room. Doesn't that make it very difficult? No. With him, Jesse. With him in another room.
Where?
Oh. The kitchen. Outside is nice.
Well, I don't think it really matters where you do it, just as long as you do it well.
Bert does it very well. With my first husband, however, it was like a news bulletin. Brief, unexpected, and usually a disaster.
Oh, Mary, look what we've done.
The whole thing. We almost ate the whole thing.
We couldn't have. I only had one piece.
Me too.
Well, that's all I had.
Eunice, please, one piece. You had at least 3.
Me? Oh, please. Your mouth hasn't been empty for a minute.
Girls,
Please, Joan. Fight. I'll make Chester another.
Oh, good.
Anyway, it's not our fault. It's theirs.
Whose?
The men. If we weren't so frustrated, we wouldn't be eating like this.
That's right. If I wasn't really so horny, I wouldn't be eating this apple.
I didn't even like this apple ring. I think I had 6 pieces.
Cameron, son.
Bert.
Yeah.
Look, I know you're busy, but what I figure is this. Churches don't have to pay taxes, right?
Right.
Okay, what we do is we put a steeple on top of this building that we're building. No taxes.
Why are we calling from the same
Sleep
room?
on top of a 45-story office building, huh?
Right.
Yeah, well, that'd fool them.
And a bell. A steeple and a bell.
Steeple on the bell, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds a good idea.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's really very good.
Yeah, I thought you'd like it. I'm gonna get right on it. Yeah.
What's the matter with you, Danny? That's the most idiotic idea I ever heard. Danny, hey, come on, go home. You used to stay here because you didn't want to go home. Now you got something nice to go home to, huh? So
Yeah.
go home.
To Elaine, my wife, who I love. Good night, Sal.
Good night, Danny.
Would you sign this for me, please?
Yeah, what is it?
A letter of recommendation to help me find a new job?
What?
I can't stay here.
Sally, what are you talking about? You're the best. You're the most incredible secretary I've ever had.
Bert, I'm in love with you. I can't stay here because I'm in love with you.
No, you're not. You're not. What you're having is not love. What you're having here is
Lust?
maybe lust, could be lust.
I still think she just wants to be a part of the company.
Lust is not serious. Lust just lasts 2 or 3 days and it's gone.
I'm ugly. That's it.
You're not ugly. What are you talking about ugly? What makes you think that you're ugly?
Because you don't want me.
Because I'm married, not because you're ugly. Oh, which you're not.
Yes, I am.
Sally, please. If I wasn't married, I'd be with you in a second.
You would?
Sure. You're a very desirable person.
No.
Yeah, look. Mine, you got very pretty hair.
Oh, thank you.
And your eyes, you got gorgeous blue eyes. And, got a mouth. What a wonderful mouth. It's like a very sensual mouth. And,
I don't want Bert to cheat.
Oh, you got legs of that.
Please, I can't concentrate. Nights I can't sleep. I'm a wreck because I love you.
Sally, listen to me. Listen to me now. You feel this way right now because there is a slight vacuum in your life. And you want to put me in there to fill it up. That's all. That's it. Come on. Sally, stay, please. Stay.
Okay, I'll stay.
Good girl.
But if you should change your mind about us.
Oh, I'll get in touch.
Anytime, any place, please. I'm yours.
It's good to know. It's good to know.
You should really have let her resign. She's going to cause problems. But my phone is dying, so...
Will Danny and Elaine stay in love? Will love be enough to keep Bert and Mary together? Will Sally's love for Bert ever be fulfilled? Will the love of his home help Chester get his memory back? Will Jessica, Mary, Corinne, and Eunice get what they'd love to get? Or will they just get fat? These questions and many others will be answered on next week's episode of Soap.
Okay, my phone is dying, so I can't even comment on what we just watched.